Hey again, everyone. That NES fan coming back you for the final time tonight. It's the last video in my video marathon. And what are we going to close with? Well, we're going to close with a request from Skis316, longtime subscriber of mine, overall cool guy. And he requested that I take a look at RBI Baseball, the original, for the NES. And before we actually get started, I have a funny story about this. It's actually a video I saw on YouTube. I'm pretty sure it's still on there. Yeah, we're good. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's still up there. I should probably put the link. If it is still up there, I'll put the link in the description to it. But there is actually a video on YouTube that actually recreates one of the World Series game from I think the late 70s, early 80s. And basically, someone actually recorded footage of this game, of the RBI Baseball, this footage, and actually put it in sync with the announcers that actually announced the game. So it's actual audio clips from the game. They put those announcers, the clips of the announcers actually announcing the game, in sync with the actual RBI Baseball game footage. It was really incredible. I should put the link to it in the description. But so that's kind of my funny story, and I laugh every time I see it because they did just such a perfect job. So it was actually like the real World Series replicated all over again. Go figure. So so I always was really impressed by that. So I don't know. I'll be Houston, I guess, and I don't even see the Cubs on here. What the heck? Oh, 10-game league. All right. San Francisco. Oh, sweet. They got Nolan Ryan. Why would you choose any of these other clowns? Go with Nolan Ryan all the way. Jeez, if I ever get the option to pitch with Nolan... You ever get the option to pitch with Nolan Ryan, you take it. Okay? You don't pass that up. Yep, this is the game, all right. They sync the game to this footage, and they're pretty cool. Now, you know that I've talked about this before. I've talked about arcade play. How I remember I used to go into arcades and play a lot of these games. And this was definitely a popular one in the arcades, let me tell you. There's some games that are made for like home console only, but this was an example of a game that would have been very popular in the late 80s in arcades. So, and I remember playing it in arcades. He gone. Struck him out. Struck him out swinging. All right, I got Nolan Ryan on the mound. I can't lose, right? Let's see what happens. I'm trying to, let's see. All right, now I'm really not sure what I'm really not sure what kind of pitch to throw. There we go. I don't know how you throw a curveball or anything like that. This is before the ball would really scale, at this time, everything was kind of a 2D field, so you really couldn't, since the ball didn't scale, I don't think there's really any way to throw a curveball anyway. Could be wrong, but, so I'm mostly just firing fastballs. But hey, I mean, heck, it's Nolan Ryan. So you got to figure that you can get anyone on a fastball. Oh, look at that. Unbelievable. Of course. All right, so you see what happens when even Nolan Ryan gets distracted here. But it's pretty basic for the time, I must say. I mean, this is what you saw in the arcade. That's going to go foul. This is what you saw in the arcades. It was, I guess, looking back on it, it was special for the time, but in the long run, it wasn't really anything to brag about. They came out with much better games after this in terms of how the ball could scale. The perspectives are also a little different on here. I'm not sure I really like them. But another word about that, actually, what's interesting about the perspectives... I'll turn this down. What's interesting about the perspectives on here is that they're actually a lot better than those that came after it. So any game that came after this, actually, the perspectives actually confused the player. So like everything here you see is from the front, right? You can actually, but then they made games after this game. I think it was games like the Bases Loaded series, in which the perspective was from behind the fielder. Why in the world would you would anyone in their right mind do that? See notice how this is all from the front. I'm looking at them from the front. and I'm controlling them from the front. Can you imagine if I had to control these things from behind? I mean, that just, not only does that sound wrong, it is wrong, because you can't possibly be expected to have any control over them at all. So it was just, so I don't know why they chose to do that, but fortunately, this game doesn't have that issue. Like I said, this was a lot more fun. I think this was even more fun in the arcade than it was in on a home console or anything like that. And I'm sure the MAME. Remember, I reviewed some MAME games. I haven't installed the MAME, was it Multiple Arcade Machine Emulator or whatever. I haven't gotten around to actually putting that up on my new laptop. I did that back in 2010, some reviews of MAME games. But yeah, anyway, this game would have looked really good on the MAME, I think. And certainly in an arcade-style terminal would have looked really good. So that's about it. Like I say, please go check out that video on YouTube. It's still up there. I will put the link up there, and I'm sure there's been other real game footage synced to RBI Baseball. So, it's been done before, I'm sure. But it's still really cool, and I'll put the link up to it. So, yeah, that's going to do it for now. Skis316, I hope you like this. I appreciate you being subscribed to my channel, and please check out a couple other videos I made, especially today. I made about 3 others during this video marathon of mine. So, but this will conclude the video marathon. Thank you all for watching, and yeah, so I'll put up the Rock Band videos sometime tomorrow, whatever. I didn't get around to putting them up. Today was just a video game review day, and tomorrow will probably be more Rock Band 3 vids. So that'll be all for now. That NES fans signing off. Big thanks to all my subscribers, guys. You keep me making these, and I appreciate it. So long for now.